And good morning, world. Good morning, everyone. It's such a pleasure to wake up in the wee hours of the morning, 3:42, and to find that lovely, lovely, lovely little thing we call life within us. This morning, I think the 16th day of February 2024. What a glorious day yesterday was and the day before. You know, yesterday and the day before should provided us with a lot to talk about in this space or in the world. Lots to examine, lots of searching of soul. Yes, but let me just say, not only since yesterday or the day before, but let me just push back the radar from January into February, and I can even push it back further, right? In regards to some of the things that we witness taking place around us in our space, some of it right at our doorstep. And sometimes we turn a blind eye to it. Like even now, I may appear on the screen, and as certain people who have seen and recognize me, the only thing they do, they scroll faster because of my contents, right? Right? I have a passion for rights and I have a passion for justice. Yes. And whenever time I'm given the opportunity to speak, it's those lines I speak on, right? And I was noticing the fact that whenever time I speak on those lines, I pick up a lot of enemies. And I, you know, trying to figure out why. Why then within myself, what I'm speaking is elementary. You have some truth that are buried deep, right? So you would have to research them to find that is truth. But you have some truth that lie right on top. You don't have to do any research, right? As dense as you may be, you can acknowledge the fact that that is truth. And yet when you speak them, you're picking up more enemies more than friends. You're picking up more reporters than supporters. And you would wonder why. But the 14th and the 15th day of February 2023, there comes the answer. Right? There comes the answer. So, those of you who has the capacity of digging deep into things, looking deep into things, would have understand why I said the answer were given from the 14th to the 15th of February 2024 in the Isaac Buchanan Vibes Cartel and the three accused and the Privy Council, and most importantly the Jamaican's authority and its constitution. It is clear, it has made clear to who were blind that we are umbrellaed under corruption. And the products that the three bears are going to be spoiled. Yes. But let me hasten to say, if you don't know how to take away yourself from the spoiled product as it is amongst you, to separate yourself from it, you are going to be one of those spoiled and rotten products as well. If you put 6 oranges in a bag and one spoil, and it continuously rests against the others, it will spoil the whole bunch. And the revelation came at that Vibes Cartel case of the Privy Council. Now, he who have eyes to see, let them see. He who have ears to hear, let them hear. He who have a mind to think, please think. He who have that capacity to comprehend, please utilize it. He who has that willingness to learn, please go and learn. Because what I saw is that complacency has set in, and on top believe that you cannot reach on top. So we can do just about anything. You doesn't have the fear to travel, to reach where the goal is. So I'm gonna take my chance and gamble. Disrespecting the people's ability to look into things and can properly comprehend to get the truth at the forefront. I'm going to tell you something. Don't disrespect anyone. And don't underestimate anyone. As I'm going to say this, as this will be said several times into this live broadcast. Two wrongs doesn't make a right. And I want all of my people to realize that, to reckon that, and not only realize it, don't be a hypocrite, right? Right? Don't stood there for fame, to be in the top seat, to be amongst high company. You waive the truths to be amongst the others, right? What you do, you try your best to be a version of somebody else or a version of the system, right? Instead of being a version of your own self. You refuse to be yourself, right? You refuse to go to the poll and vote for what you think or the policy that you think is right. Right? You refuse to follow me on TikTok, right? Because a corrupted person, who don't like corruption, tell you don't follow him. Don't subscribe to his page. Don't listen to him. Right? And you, without checking, you run with it. Yes, proper fix. Yeah? You run with it. Now I sit around this camera, this this screen here several times. I may not have the capacity of intellect to bring it forward the way these distinguished men and women bring forth the truth to you. And if you have any form of quality in you, the first thing you do, you would try your endeavor best to find the facts of life. Right? And I have to be talking with people because of the passion that I have for truths the passion that I have for rights, the passion that I have for justice, the passion that I have for loving over one another, right? I becomes a victim by having those passion. Why you think so? Because in our space we call right wrong and wrong right. We adore back more than front. We adore badness more than the things that is good. We have a culture that we believe must go back way, where our thoughts are backward, our doings are backward. When I say our, it doesn't mean all of us, because some of us are fighting, are trying our endeavor best to go forward. But the backwardness is so intense that if you are not strong, right, you will succumb to their pressure, and you and them end up in the same boat, drinking the same. Yeah. On this platform, it has been tested, proven, and tried and proven on this very platform. Right? The mindset of the people, right? The more hilarious, disgraceful things you can say that you can say about anyone is the more recognition you get. The more lies you can tell on someone, the more recognition you get. Right? And people used to wonder why it was so. Why it was so. But thank heavens for the Privy Council. Right? Thank heavens for Isaac Buchanan. Thank heavens for Adidja Palmer. For the key to open the doors, that main tightly locked door of corruption that infesting our people even before they were born. Right? Even before they were born, it is infesting them from the womb, and it takes them back to the tomb. Why? You know, a lot watching me now, find them see me. Someone would say to them, listen what him I say, right? I teach you something. Me don't want him teach me nothing. I don't know and I don't want to know. You could have learned about your constitution. Yes? But you're not business with constitution. Eh? You don't want to know nothing about that. You don't want to know nothing about your rights. Right? You want to know that you can get the basics. And that is exactly what your oppressors want to know about you. They don't want to know more, nothing more, but that from you willingly take the bait because you don't want to know, so you want to be a yes man. You want to be a puppet, right? You don't want to know. I don't know. Listen the first two words. I don't know. 3 words. I hear the other 3. And I don't want to know. That's 5. Right? Right? So when you hear about the Constitution and the authorities speak above your levels, you not try to know what them say. You only want to know that you can go down a Barry Street, go buy a cheap and clean garments or an expensive one, as far what you call expensive as according to your earnings, right? Right? That is all you need to know. You want to know nothing about the umbrella that umbrellas you, right? You don't want to know nothing about the science of the land. No, right? You know, you don't, you see, once you don't know those things, you don't have that humanitarian love. Once you refuse all those things, refuse to know those things, because once you refuse to know those things, you will refuse to offer a genuine love unto anybody. So, you have cases that people are, you're stepping on somebody's neck, you're killing a person, right? With your attitude, your action, your words, and your deeds, and you do not know. You do not know that what you're doing, right? You have him foot in your neck, right? And you call that ease, and you are pleased because you do not know, frankly speaking, what pleases you, what displeases you, what hurts you, right? What kills you and what builds you. You simply do not know because you don't want to know. Right? Right? You simply do not know. Right? So the one that is killing you because of the backwards symptoms in your head, you say that person is billing you, and that person really and truly killing you. Right? So what am I talking about? It is best for you to develop a hunger for learning, the discipline to listen. I know a lot of you spend no time listening to the Privy Council case, the Vice Cartel case. A lot of people, oh yes, my murderer, I don't want to see that. And you know, once you do that, what you have done? You have rejected knowledge. You have rejected knowledge. And the same person who said that, go look and say, oh, the amount of time he spent watching Derek videos. We don't have time for them people there. The school of knowledge, they don't want that. Right? They simply do not want that. All they want to know is that my today's problem can be solved. I don't even think about tomorrow or the next day. What I want is my problem is to be solved. Then we have some people who go around with the scarcity of money just to fill that gap. The immediate, the burger belly, right? The Kentucky belly, right? Right? The fast food belly, right? The rum and special belly, right? The one Heineken belly, the one Red Stripe belly, right? So you have some people who goes around searching for those bellies to fill them today. Yeah. And that's the reason why some well-thinking Jamaican welcome the 14th and the 15th of February like I do. Because I was taken to a place. I was taken out of my darkness about many, many, many things. And how I am now taken out of my darkness. Because I exercise my rights and utilize my patience and my discipline to listen and learn. And completely agree when they said you're never too old to learn. Right? I've learned so much about through one who described a bad situation. When you look at the whole situation from the day the guy that they say they cannot find, from even before that, from the shoes have been missing, and comes right up to where it festered and the corruption started to spew out. The flesh could not hold the corruption any longer. So all the corruption has to spew out the 14th and the 15th. Yeah, it could only center can hold, so it give way. Right? But it goes to show. It goes to show the levels where the corruption had started, and how also good things can come out of a bad situation. Yeah. And it also showed that you must listen to the good and the bad. And most importantly, to balance the good and the bad. Even a story that you hear, before you cast any judgment because of probably of your affiliation to either side, right? Your preference. The first thing you do, you drop a balance on the story before you make utterance or make decisions. Now, a lot of people that I know, now, I am very careful in what I am saying, because I know I don't have that capacity to go into certain sections of the Constitution, because I honestly ignorant to a certain section. But the good thing, I am willing to learn despite of my identity of being around for quite some times. So what I urge is, and I'm gonna use this as a motivation for younger people, right? Right? To develop this eagerness to learn deeper than what you have learned, right? Sometimes step out of the box, right? Within yourself without even publicize it, and searches the atmosphere for the truth. Because by now you'd have realized that man's truth is contaminated. When I say contaminated, I cannot complete the statement without saying badly. Badly. That's the description of the contamination that we are under, right? So I repeat, try find the right source of learning. I said again, even to step out of the box of the norm, right? And go into your own self and put your own self out there. Connect with the universe. Then you will able to match what you are learning in the human institution, right? You will able to put a balance on what you are learning in the university and what the universe is teaching, right? And the reason why I'm saying this, Jamaica were represented at the Privy Council with a gift package. A gift package contains Vibes Cartel, DJ Palmer, and Isaac Buchanan. With no apology, I make that statement. It was a gift package. There could be no better Valentine's gift than having those two and representing us at the highest court. And it boils down that it wasn't so much for the crime that has committed by the accused one, but also it bring into sharp focus the crime that has been committed by the authorities. Too wrong. Cannot make a right. It was a beautiful day, 14th and 15th. A win-win for Jamaica. and its constitution. Right? A win-win. Me no know how you feel, like I said before. A lot of people don't even imagine what has happened. They thought some people are in their feelings, yes, quite naturally, about what happened. Life has been lost, someone has been mourning, right? But things have to happen to make things happen, right? I'm quite sure after this, whatever the outcomes may be, one thing I'm certain of, lessons has been learned, right? Whatever the the final outcome may be, lessons, and let me emphasize on the lessons, very, very, very important lessons has been learned. It takes a lot of pride, right? Now, is there a difference between blatantness and ignorance? Yes, because some people will know that the thing is wrong and just basking in its glory. And you know that it is wrong. You are defending it and you know that it is wrong. Or when you do not know, right? Now that when you do not know, it poses danger. When you're ignorant to the fact, it poses a danger. Right? Right? So I want my fellow man, right, to immediately learn to learn to appreciate others, support good things. Because remember, I don't have the capacity. So me can only do it from the levels that I can do it from. Right? I try to make this nation, this space, loving the positive by started from the female organs. Right? I started, I put myself out there as a gimmicks, as a fool, right? Right? Wanted people to adopt truth and positivity. What is crippling us as a nation is negativeness has been used more than positiveness. Even in your talk, you call good bad and bad good. Now, these simple things must cut out immediately after what you have learned from the Privy Council. That we must stop normalize the opposite, the things that is wrong. Right? We must strike a balance to everything. Right? I know, every time I speak on these live, I may have to say this. People don't appreciate truth. If you did appreciate truth, this is how I say on show it. When hilariousness, when when slander, when negativeness is talking over elsewhere. It has been appreciated. And when you look at the blue arrow, sharing for other people to hear, you don't share truth like this. You don't appreciate truth like this. No. Every when truth like this is speaking, then those who do not support it deport it. And when you support it, this is what you do. When you deport it, this is what you do. Yeah. But I come to realize that a lot of you do not know that is what you're doing. I come to realize that a lot of you just do not know what you're doing. Eh? Yeah. You support, you report, or you deport. You get me? Right? So the institution of the Privy Council that teaches those that want to learn, let me say the few that want to learn, has brought about these levels in me because I lie in my bed and I was regurgitating some of the things that happens in the court. And I said the best way to do it, test the mind and see how many people are thinking the way I am thinking. How many people will support what I am saying, right? Right? How many people who are sick and tired, as I do, of living in a country that highly corrupted. We see someone perpetually bringing JLP and PMP in the comment section, right? I'm wondering if that individual doesn't see that my levels is higher than those that may not dare to support corruption, right? Me not dare to support corruption or no institution of corruption, right? Me not dare to support that. Me not lay so low my levels, right? I want to get into the two P's, right? And drain or puncture their crime case and let corruption leak out that our future generation can grow up corruption free. And I'm not seeing them. Right? Oh, you have to type about JLP and PMP, and we have 6 members of parliament who cannot come forward with their integrity report. Right? And you can tell me about election. Right? You can tell me about green or oranges. Right? And that hasn't been solved. Right? And the person who is pushing that, showing the level of dunceness right on the screen. I don't matter who is doing it. Right? Right? Showing that levels. Right? While we are trying our best to bring forth, to bring to their forefront their crookedness, their wickedness, you can tell me about vote this or vote that. Hmm? How that finds space in this conversation, I don't know. This is not a campaign trail. Right? Not campaigning for anyone. My life doesn't work as a campaign for corruption. I'm here to kill it, not build it. Right? So it is best for you to know, my friend, when we speak of corruption, what we're talking about. Right? We're talking about how people would have trampled on our rights. Right? Just because they want power. Just because they are afraid of you. Just because probably of your background, where you are from, right? Yes, those are the levels I am at. I said before, I simplified my intention and my love and passion for positiveness by starting, right, from the female sexual organs. I started to show it with my intense preference for the front, right? Henceforth, I'm a dancer, and you wouldn't get me dance with a woman back way. To see the passion that I have for the front. If I'm mating, I do it front way, right? The passion I have for positiveness, right? So I started it from that level, taking it to other levels, that positiveness, right? Right? And if we notice and examine ourselves properly, we would have seen that we lauded the negative more than the positive. And with me as a one individual saying front it up when most people are saying backing it up. If you not get a backers, you're not doing the right thing. And I am the one who, from 2005 or thereabout, I've been teaching about building on the backway syndromes that we have here by just simply getting our children back way. And we have seen it has grown to this level that it produces intelligence that is backward. Right? It produces intelligence because, as the Constitution uphold the corruption, and corruption started to trickle out, you know, that spirit started to operate in the atmosphere, and people been corrupted on a daily basis, so till it becomes a norm. Corruptions becomes a norm in this country, in this land. Yes, corruption has become the norm. I sit and I watch the youth, and I see that the youths, they are really searching because they are nervous. The level of corruption that they have to grow up in the system to endure, right? So that's why a lot of them had turned to Mali and Folly, Guzu, right? sort of witchcraft, right? To avoid being a victim of the corruption, right? And they do not know that by doing so is invoking a spirit that entails the very thing that they're running from. But there is, you could, there's the alternative, but that alternative hasn't been brandished as a brand. No, the alternative, right? What are you talking about? All right. The other options, apart from the Mali, the Kali, the Guzu, the witchcraft, you name them, right? That quality has been demonized, right? Right? So when you, me as a street person, and when I go out in the street and I observe the youths, I see they are stepping out nervously. Mighty God, come on. Tychicus, behave yourself. A youth man leaves school. There's not much job opportunity here. But he's going to go into his own intuition and said, me have to find something for doing. So he's going to use his skills and he learns to drive. And he obtain a driver's license. Now, we are living in a country where in the corporate area or right around the country, we don't have a proper bus service. So minibus and taxis are the order of the day. So that sector provided a great, filled a great gap into the unemployment levels. No doubt about it. Right? Whether from Uber taxi to red plate to white plate, and it it provided an opportunity for them not to turn to the gun, right? And to ease off the beryllium and scamming. And in doing so, if you examine what is happening to them as they make that choice from the Jamaica Constabulary Force members, it leave to be desired. What then? I can imagine they are asking themselves this question: what then do you want me to do? Now, having said that, the levels of discipline on the road also left to be desired, right? Because the levels of discipline in the home also leave to be desired. And the levels of discipline in the school also needs to be desired. Even in the church, right? the levels of discipline, because it is not the nightclub marrying a man and a man is the church, right? So the levels of discipline is not the school, it's not your home, it's the church. So the levels of discipline from all institutions that I have mentioned, right, bring about the breaking down of the levels of discipline on the road. So when you see a youth man come out there, right, and a driving taxi, right, with a get rich mentality, the pressure is coming from top, the home of corruption, the foundation of corruption. Because there you have to find the boss's money. The boss have to find the government money. Right? If you don't bring in a certain amount of money, right, you don't have that car to drive. You don't have that bus to drive. Right? And when you do, you find members stopping you without a cause just to extort, because they knew of the corruption in the system. They knew that the system is corrupt. So what do we do? That's why I said the 14th and the 15th is a blessed day for us. The Privy Council and the corruptions, right, of the jury opened a wider spectrum, right, of the things that were covering up in high places. Right? As the top man said to the DPP, so we will see. We will see what lesson has been taught to the Jamaicans authority, right? The lawmakers. Oh, why do you call them lawmakers? Address them right. The lawbreakers, right? Right? What lessons they have learned from this. Remember, a lot of you may said I don't have the moral authority to speak the way I speak, because all I speak about is I love pussy. And I will hasten to tell you that it is the very same thing where I say me not love, I bring you come here. Right? So me have to love it to show you the levels of ignorance in you. Yeah. Try and remember, I'm only an ant. I ain't no elephant. I'm only an ant. I'm just I'm just a creature that you trampled upon. If I were an elephant, you'd be running away from me. But being as I'm an ant, you step on me. And I learn how to survive. While you step on me, I learn how to disguise myself so that the full brunt of your big clocks doesn't crush me out, your expensive clocks on foot. Don't crush me out. Right? I learned how to dodge between the creases of your heavy Clark's booty. Yes. And I would urge all of my fellow men to try and seek that levels of protection, right? So when the elephant step on you, you are able to hide, right? You see the elephant, they try to step on the justice system to show their yeah, on the justice system. But there was a little ants there that they could not trample out in the form of a Rasta man. That's why when Solomon said wisdom is the key to life, I hope I see it without any egoism and call some little thing wisdom, some stupidness, some stupid thing we don't call it wisdom, right? When the real McCoy, the real wisdom had brought forward to you, you don't know it, you don't know what to do with it. You can't acknowledge it. Right? You have to go ask your friend, when say right? Or you cannot figure out that yourself if what he said right. He might use too much big word. Right? If the word is break, you can break it up into syllables. Right? Break it up. Right? And to get the correct meaning of the word and this origin of the word. I leave school, I could read and write. I'm a product of the universe, not the university. Right? Right? All that you hear coming out this morning is just natural teachings. Couldn't read and write by no human faculties. Right? No. I learned it through self-discipline and determination. That's how I learned these things. But being as my name and my identity doesn't have a thing named PhD. I am nothing. I'm an ants. I'm worthless. Worthwhile. You have no moral authority to speak about truth. You don't know it. Our brand of truth, right? You don't know our brand of truth is a concealed one that has lots of corruption in it. So you don't know it. You ever come in here now into our department and let out when nothing let out. Right? Because you claim say you get your things from the official source that we have to bring in to the art in the artificial chamber to change the official into artificial. So you ain't gonna find a place here, brother. Right? You ain't gonna find a place here, brother. Because what you are coming to expose is what we are trying to keep away from the people. And all that was being kept away from the Jamaican people about the truth of the Constitution and the Charter were exposed in the Privy Council. Right? Was exposed. And when we say exposed, we don't mean no little way. That mean no say certain people can't have a good night rest after they were defending their dignity and their integrity in the dark. But now the light shine on them. Pew! They're looking place to run and hide from the light. No. What will be the outcome in the days ahead, the weeks ahead? Right? We are in a space that is already saturated by the liquids of corruption. Yeah, we are in a space that is engulfed by darkness, fully done. We are in a space where good doesn't have a talk. You must be bad. Right? So, this space that we are in, it appears to me as a time bomb that will explore any given day. Any given day, this will explore. I'm gonna make this. Gentle people, you want to see this again? It will be posted on the YouTube channel, and I want you to subscribe to my channel over there, Reginald 4915. Remember, subscribe to my channel. More of these teachings will be there. Reginald 1950 on TikTok, Reginald Martins 70, and Instagram, Reginald Martin on Facebook. I have a lot to say, right? Right? And those who have that capacity and that willingness to learn, those are the one who will always want to subscribe. Those who want to learn the organic teachings, a teaching that minus the institutionary, right? Right? I respect those that take it to higher levels or who learned from higher levels. I respect those who can balance what they have learned up there and what they have known down here to make it a product, a viable product that the nation can benefit from, like what we have seen displayed at the Privy Council for the past couple of days. Product like those that know the balance of up there, the middle, and down there, right? So you don't become biased. So you don't become biased to one section. Now, most people are biased to corruption because that's what they saw, that's what they learned, right? The corruption of Cain and Abel, they took it the wrong way, right? They love what they ought not to love. They kill who ought not to kill. They locked away who ought not to be locked away, right? They penalize those who ought not to be penalized, right? They pressured who ought to be freed. Yes, the backway syndrome that is in our space. Thank God for what we have seen in the appeal court, right? Right now, I'm having my own appeal court. I'm appealing to you people to take note. There's a lot of excerpts on videos on your screen. Please take time out to study them and leave some little folly story, right? Leave some people who just accost people every day, right? Good things is on the internet. Support them things, the man, right? Support those things, sweet man. Good morning, right? Support those things from out of, you know, Trinidad and Tobago, right? Support those things, man, right? Support truth, rights, honesty, decency, sanity, purity. Support those things, man, right? This is my appeal unto you. Yes. I can't tell me say a lie, me I tell, because me I go nearly 90 minutes now. I talk truth. And me not see no support. Me not see no support. If you say 47, so this is to say, yes, I appreciate you. Yes, I appreciate what you're saying is true. So I'm supporting you by giving you the minimal support, which is to say, yes, I support what you're saying, right? And that is missing, going 90 minutes, right? Right? So when I speak of what I have seen. When I speak of what unfolds in front of me. Right? That's the reason why I always have an argument to bring forward. When I want an argument to bring forward, right? I just come and I turn on my live and I start a story, a positive story, and the negative won't support it if they well, if there you many are called but few are chosen. You will find a few positive comes on and they will drop us support. And when you started to speak of what you have seen, what is unfolding onto you, before them happy for you to getting into their cranium and a mirror, I pull them out and say, but I chew him attack, before you know shows that I am correct or I am not correct. No man, I judge me. And since the Father I speak, and I judge, right? They agree with what you say. Right? Me like what you say. Yeah. But once that had not been shown, you can't blame me if believe say you're not corrupted. You can't blame me. You only have to blame yourself because it's what you showed unto me when you have the opportunity to show that you're not corrupt. You can't blame me. Corrupted people don't love the truth. Corrupted people hide the truth. Corrupted people trampled on your human rights. Right? Yeah. Corrupted people report you and don't support you. Corrupted people think of you negatively and want all the negative of the world to happen to you. And you see the efforts in corruption to put away those fellows for life, even though there are circumstances where they are wrong, but in an effort to make corruption a work, you add more corruption to the wrong, and it's spilled out. But when I look at it, when I look at it, when we look at it and I see right now is Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, and Daniel in the lion's den, and the Bible said that those that light the fire, if you throw Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego in it, at them burn up in the fire, right? Haman and Mordecai the same way, right? Haman built the gallows, right? Because he never liked Mordecai, because Mordecai was stepping up to his level, right? And Mordecai and Haman decided that he follow the instruction of his wife to build a gallows to hang in pan. And Haman get hang pan it. This is what our system has done to us. This is what is showcasing right now. Right? They were trying to put aside a certain individual, and instead of using the pure water, they tainted the water. Right? They tainted the methods to put them away. And because they tainted it, it spilled over back on them. So, wanna say the thing, all right. What I think you don't understand is the word karma. This is karma at its highest level. Right? This is karma at its highest level. Right? So if you're sitting out there and not learning, or even learning, right now, if you're watching me and you feel disgust of what I'm saying, you're corrupt. So pull the bomb. If you do not know when you're corrupt, if you can't take me talking this way, you are corrupt. So if you do not know what is corruption, right? You can use this and use yourself as a prime example, right? Corruption will, if you're a corrupted person, you can't sleep good at night. No. Your mind is not at ease, right? You're constantly stressed out. So there are some of the symptoms of when you're being corrupted, right? 5 o'clock in the morning. Take this as a lesson. We're going to leave it here. I'm Tychicus, your revelator.